crash the code.
Fendi, I get plenty. Wake up right next to the semi. Low so loaded than the done. Habits to the nine. Throw where you from.
Hey, what's up guys? So in today's episode, we're gonna be getting the new engine in. So Dan's working on getting the old exhaust pieces off, just this section right here, because we're gonna leave the headers on. So in the last episode, if you haven't watched it yet, you should go check it out. But in the last episode, we took this engine out. So we got the 5 up on the lift. We got the transmission supported just by a strap. We got this across each side. I mean, other than that, we just have to get it off of this stand. We're gonna get it back onto this lift. We're just gonna lower this onto the ground, and then we're going to get the clutch put back on. We have to get the flywheel and the clutch put back on this engine, and then hopefully it'll just bolt right in. We're not gonna use this clutch and flywheel from this engine because the one that came off of this one looked better. So honestly, we're just gonna get this engine put down somewhere. We'll get the lift put on this engine, and then we'll get this one off the stand. So all right, so a lot's happened since the last time I recorded. So we got the old engine off of the lift, and then we got the new engine off of the stand and put it on the lift. So now this is ready to go in. And if we come over here, we're still gonna have to put in the flywheel in the clutch. So we just got that ready right here, and then she should be ready to go in. And now we got the engine leveler set up. So because of the exhaust, we need to be able to pitch the engine properly so we don't like mess anything up with the exhaust, and also so it doesn't get caught on anything. And it'll just make it easier for us to get it in. So now we got the leveler set up on there. So she should be ready to go in. So the clutch is all installed. So if you want to see what the inside of the engine bay looks like. Man, it's dirty over here. And here's the old one over here. Just chilling. All right guys, she's all ready to go in. So we're gonna get the car lowered and start putting her in there. So I ran back to my house to get some parts that we needed from the old engine, and then some of the stuff we took out of the car that didn't come with the new engine. So I got the intake right here. This is the shroud for the fan. Where's the fan? Oh, the fan's right in here. The coolant reservoir is right here. So I'm gonna throw all this in here. I brought all the coil packs just in case we have any dead coil packs. I got the throttle body. These are just some of the, I think these are for the coil pack. Yeah, these are the coil pack nuts, because we were missing some on the new engine. So everything else should be there. So this is pretty much all I had to come back to my house and grab. And now we're gonna be going back to the car and getting the rest of the stuff in. All right, so I'm at AutoZone. I got the right oil. This is the 5W40. It's the Euro full synthetic. And then the car actually takes 13 quarts. We looked it up on the system. So I got one of the non-diluted, so I'm gonna have to mix this one. So this will make like 10 quarts, and then this one's already diluted, so this will be another 5 quarts. So I'll have about 15 quarts. So I'll still have a little extra, but I just didn't want to get not enough. So that'll be enough coolant and the right oil. I just got a new filter, so I'm just gonna take it out of the other oil filter housing that it's from the other engine, and then it'll be ready to go. All right, so I just got back to Dan's house, brought all the stuff with me, got it out on the table. So we got the exhaust bolted up, just zip tying the O2 sensors right now. She's still hanging kind of funny, but that's because there's no hanger on the inside, so we gotta know what we're gonna do about that. Break something a little more here. Using the fuel rail that came on the new engine because it doesn't have a regulator on it, so it's not really going to work. So we are going to use the fuel rail from the old engine, and that one has a regulator on it, so it should work fine. So we're getting that put on now, and then we're going to get the rest of the stuff on. So we noticed on the new engine that the knock sensors, the connectors are actually different than the ones on this old engine. So I'm going to be taking off this intake manifold while Dan takes off that one. And we're just going to be swapping the knock sensors over because we don't Alright, so I got the intake manifold off over here. The knock sensors are right here. They're ready to be taken off. Dan's over here. He's vacuuming all the rat poop that was in here. We got the intake manifold off as well. Looking like we might have to take off the pipes for the water pump just because they're going to be in the way of the knock sensors. So we're probably going to have to take those out. But the knock sensors, from where they plug in, they do look the same. So they look like they should be able to just be swappable. I think that they'll just go right into the same exact spots. So about to do that, and then hopefully she'll be running soon. I'm really hoping that within like an hour or two she'll be up and running, so we'll see what happens. Alright, so we swapped the oil pan sensor right here. We had to swap that over from the other oil pan. So we swapped that over, and then we had an extra sensor. We didn't know what we were doing with it. It actually turns out that that goes in the intake. So there's the map right here, and then there's another sensor right here. And it was a really long wire. We thought it went to the bottom of the engine, but it actually just goes right there. So other than that, we're putting the intake in, and then she should be ready to fire up. So fingers crossed. Well, we got a jump box on the battery. Everything looks ready to try to start it. Think it's ready?
Yes. Give her some clicks.
Alright. But honestly, just gets like stuck on fire. All right, good.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's running. Yo, you want me to turn it off? Just
Turn it
all
on,
right.
get the fan on.
Oh my God.
Do you
It
have any check
runs.
engine lights or anything like that come on or no?
I'm sure. I honestly didn't look. I was looking at your face to see if you were gonna be like, shut it off, shut it off.
No, I mean,
I didn't know if there was gonna
obviously
be anything.
it sounded a bit loud at first because it hasn't had oil going through it in quite
Yeah.
a while. So, you know, we could have primed the motor a little bit by pulling like the fuel pump fuse or something like that, just to like.
I did not.
I thought it was going to
start
crank a
up
little bit longer because we had the fuel system open, but
Yeah. Wow, it
Crank.
started right up.
cranked right over, bro. It sounded sounded all right.
Yeah.
It's like one of those other things. It's like, well, I've also probably never heard one of these run.
Yeah,
You know,
I've heard them before. It sounded, once it like calmed down after the initial
Yeah,
like
once
couple
the-
seconds,
yeah.
then it sounded pretty normal. I remember Andy's, it would start up and
Kinda loud.
it would kind of high, yeah. Not like that. But like,
Well, I mean, that, like I said, that hasn't had any oil running through it in quite
Yeah.
a while, so.
Did she leak it all? Nope. She's looking dry under there. Nice. Alright guys, well, she's at my house. So look at that. We made a new little hanger. We used some steel wire. So we made a new hanger for the exhaust, so that should be good to go. There's a little bit of an exhaust leak at the mid pipe just because the pipes didn't align 100% perfect. So the clamps are a little bit there's like this much of a gap of pipe that's just being wrapped around by the clamp. So it is leaking a little bit right there. So you can hear a little bit of a exhaust tick, but that's about it. So I'm gonna be saving the first drive for the next video because we did have to bleed the clutch. So I'm gonna show you how we did that, but I'm gonna give you some revs and that'll be the end of this video, so. Alright guys, that's going to be it for today's video. Next video, we're going to be taking her for the first drive, so stay tuned. Catch you in the next one.